Hey everybody, welcome to WCA Extra. I'm joined with Kat Zoni here, and today we're talking about some new, exciting testing coming out of Beta Technologies here in Burlington. I know you just did a story on it this week, and you are definitely much more of the expert.
Well, yeah, I mean, in as much as, someone who's not working for the company,
Yes,
can be an expert on, a lot of the very, very technical things that they're doing over there, trying to create these aircraft that really will push the envelope for what is possible with regard to electric planes. And that's kind of what the story centered around this week was, them taking one more step towards this goal of having options for electric aircraft that they can eventually take to customers down the line.
Absolutely. And I know I've been to the Burlington Airport, and I've seen these sedentary. I've been to events, and it's incredible pieces of machinery up close, but now you've seen them a little more like that. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, so a lot of the testing right now that they're doing is actually over at the Plattsburgh Airport, just a little less crowded airspace, much a better testing site for them to do that. And that's actually going to be their model going forward, is the planes built in South Burlington and then over to Plattsburgh for the testing, the painting, and things like that to finish them up when they're ready down the line to really be selling them. So yeah, up close, it's the big aircraft, 50-foot wingspan on the one we were just talking about this week, which is their vertical takeoff and land aircraft. But they're really and Beta was talking about this as one of the things they find important to them is they're also a kind of a sleek and simplified design, and that's really important to them because I think there was the rough quote from them was we think simple is safer. And so they're trying to make
That's
sure
nice to hear.
and safety is obviously a huge component, which is why this testing is such a big deal that they're doing. Because to get FAA certified, you have to go through so many rounds of testing and testing each specific data point and making sure that every part of this plane is ready to go. And the FAA wants to see all of that. So the testing that they did that last month that was kind of a big deal it was their first time that they took what they call the transition, which is the vertical takeoff. And then they transitioned to the regular plane flight and then back down to a vertical land. And that was the first time they'd kind of put that all together, which if you're selling a vertical takeoff and land aircraft is kind of a big deal.
It's definitely a monumental, huge step. But kind of describe to me, and I know you might have covered this a little bit in the story as well, what are those next steps, though? I mean, what are your...
Right. So obviously they would like to be FAA certified. So a lot more testing is the gist of what their next steps are. You've got, testing more of the capabilities of the airplane, different components of it, and the FAA wants to see all of that data. They're also, when you think about it, if your goal is ultimately to manufacture a lot of these, they're also kind of testing their internal manufacturing processes and making sure that they have all of those honed in before they're FAA certified and need to start churning these out for the customers who are really interested in them. So that's kind of the next steps for the company more broadly. As for when they might get FAA certified, they're hoping for the vertical takeoff and land aircraft. They're shooting for 2026 on that one. For their conventional electric plane, which is, your needs a runway, takeoff and land electric plane, they're hoping actually next year in 2025.
Oh, wow.
So it's really they are pushing to try to be the first FAA certified electric aircraft of these type on the market. And they hope to be. And really it is a market that does not have a lot of big competitors in it at the moment. There is competition, but it's not like every company is trying to do this.
Right. First thing comes to mind, I always think plane fuel and jet fuel and all that, and we're not talking about electric planes. So
and they're not going to fully replace the what I'll call the traditional plane model. But for something like cargo transport, so they mentioned UPS as a potential customer who might be interested in some of these vertical takeoff and land aircraft because they want the runway independence, and they also want to be able to take cargo efficiently from one spot to another, or United Therapeutics in organ transport, you think from hospital to hospital or something like that. Not having to have a runway, have to deal with air traffic control, in the same way is really kind of valuable for both a time savings and, just a flexibility of where you can do what you want to do.
Absolutely. And I know one of the common things of every reporter out there is you go out and do a story. There's so much stuff that you want to include, but you can't. We're limited to a minute 30, 2 minutes, a lot of times, maybe 3 minutes. But there's so much more. Anything that you feel like was left on the cutting room floor?
You know what? This piece we actually did a pretty good job of kind of packing it all in. But I'll say there's always kind of interesting conversations you have that are about would you take passengers down the line? Is this,
Yeah.
is it right now they're pretty clear that they're saying, hey, the cargo market is where we want to start. We think that that's an area of the business that, we want to corner here. They would be silly though, and not to consider passenger transport down the line. And so it's just, but they made it clear that is very down the line.
Very down the line.
They're really focusing on these cargo customers first. And then down the line, they'll see what the capabilities are for, potentially adding passenger transport. So it's not that they aren't considering passenger transport at all. It's just like they really are focused on cargo to start.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's very, very exciting stuff. Of course, if you miss Kat's story, we can pull it up right now and switch over to that. I know, like I said, we've covered a lot as far as just our time here goes.
Yeah, and it's it's something that I'm curious to see what happens for Vermont in this, because their goal is to turn out a plane a year when they're in production, or sorry, a plane a day when they're in production. Not a year. That would be a little low of a time. A plane a day ultimately when they're up to full production in South Burlington, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, no, I like I said, I know we've covered this a lot, and you've covered this extensively as well. But yeah, for anyone who hasn't seen Kat's story, I know I saw a cut down version of it this morning as well, so we can we'll pull it up in just a sec here.
Yeah,
here we go.
Helicopter, part plane, and all electric.
As you can see, it's got 4 lift propellers in each corner, and a very simple, elegant design where we've got the lift plus cruise.
Chris Caputo with Beta Technologies tells me their Alia VTOL aircraft is designed to combine the best of both worlds. The convenience of not needing a runway to take off and land, and the distance capabilities of a traditional plane.
It's obviously done all the time in, very small drones, but we're talking about a 7,000-pound aircraft with a 50-foot wingspan.
And in May, at their testing site at the Plattsburgh International Airport, it was finally time to put it through its paces.
Batteries, go. LV, go. Motors, go. Flight science, go. FTE, go. Lift kit, go. Structures, go.
Alia, chase area is clear, pattern is all yours.
Years of engineering building up to this moment where they would see if the aircraft could transition between the vertical takeoff into traditional flight and then back into a vertical landing. And Beta says it worked. Lifting off using the 4 propellers on the top, and then, once in the air, using the propeller at the back of the plane and the airplane's wings to fly, before switching back to the propellers on top for landing. What was it like, though, to see the plane actually off the ground, in the air, doing what it's supposed to do?
It's absolutely awesome.
No question this is a big moment for Beta Technologies, but there's a lot more to come with this aircraft before it's ready to be sold to customers. They're hoping for FAA certification by 2026, and to get there, there's a lot more testing on the way.
This is like a flying laboratory.
They've flown a couple of test flights so far. Each one helps them gather more data about the plane and its capabilities. Caputo says there's demand in the cargo market because he says customers like UPS or United Therapeutics are looking for runway independence when transporting things like packages or organs. And Beta is one of the few companies in the world offering an electric option.
It's an aircraft that is not only good for the environment, but good for business.
Taking a look at Rutland this morning, we're going to bring in meteorologist Peter Kavakauskas. We're back here on the ground now. We're not quite up in the skies, but Peter, what can we tell us as far as this week goes? I know today is kind of the last domino, is a fully sunny day, and we're back in action. So.
Yeah, today is one of the last days of the the bright blue skies and the really nice sunshine that we've seen here over the last several days. You can see, wanted to show you this view from Rutland this morning. Just a gorgeous view out there. As a matter of fact, you can see that crescent moon rising over in the background this morning. So kind of a stunning start to the day. Actually hard to believe, but this was taken right around 4:15 this morning off of our Skywatch 3 camera down in Rutland. And hard to believe how early the sunrises are. It's important to remember that we're just a few days away from the first day of summer, which, again, also the longest day of the year. here. Speaking of Rutland, you can see pretty nice start to the day all across the region. Burlington, Newport, Rutland, Linden, all dealing with blue skies and sunshine. You can see a few high, thin clouds kind of filtering the sunshine a little bit, and I think we'll kind of see some more of that here as we head through the course of the day today. Satellite radar showing a few of those high, thin clouds kind of moving in through New York's North Country into the Champlain Valley. Again, a few of these high, thin clouds just kind of helping to filter the sunshine a little bit here as we head through the course of the daytime hours today, but otherwise, really, we should be talking about a good amount of sunshine here through the course of your day on this Tuesday. Temperatures already starting to climb. As a matter of fact, already back into the 60s and 70s here for all of us. As of the 9 o'clock hour, got 67 in Saranac Lake. They were down in the 40s this morning, so we're already climbing a good 20 degrees in some places. 73 for Burlington, 67 Morrisville, 67 in St. Jay. Also got 64 in Rutland, 68 in Brattleboro right now, and 71 as we head into your Tuesday morning in Bennington. So here's how the rest of the day shapes up. Again, a few passing showers in the upper elevations, but again, most of us dry, most of us talking a good amount of sunshine here through the course of your day on this Tuesday. Tonight, clear skies overhead, and we'll head into your day on Wednesday. Again, the chance of a few scattered showers. A few isolated rumbles of thunder also possible here through the course of your day tomorrow. It's really, though, when we head towards the day on Thursday that we really start to see some of those changes begin to make their arrival. You can see Thursday morning some of those heavier showers across New York's North Country, a few rain showers across southern Vermont. Then as we head into the late morning, the early afternoon, we all start to get in on those rain showers out there, and we're going to be contending with a good amount of rain here for some of us as we head towards the day on Thursday. All said and done, some places could amount to over an inch of new rain, so that's something that we'll be keeping an eye on here at least a little bit as we head towards midweek and beyond. So dew points right now, most of us in the 50s, so still fairly comfortable. That's the comfortable category right now, but the one thing I did want to show you is those dew points begin to creep up ever so slightly here as we head towards tonight and into the day tomorrow. Once we start talking dew points in the 60s, that's when you'll start to notice a bit of that stickiness in the air, and you'll probably notice that here and there as we head through the course of the day tomorrow. First, though, your forecast here through the rest of the day today. Humidity, not a huge concern out there, but we will definitely be rather warm. As a matter of fact, most of us in the low to mid 80s, those broader valley locations, they're going to be making a run towards that 90-degree mark, but just a few degrees shy of it for most locations here for your day today. Tonight, overnight lows in the 50s and 60s out there, partly cloudy skies overhead. Again, it's tonight when those dew points begin to creep up and we start to notice a little bit of the stickiness in the air here come tomorrow morning, and then as we head through the rest of your day on Wednesday, start to notice the humidity a little bit more in play here through the course of the day tomorrow. Mixture of sun and clouds, a few scattered showers, and thunderstorms here for your day tomorrow. Now look at that 7-day forecast. So if you don't see the rain showers tomorrow, a better chance at all of us here through the course of the day on Thursday. As a matter of fact, by the time we get to the end of the day on Thursday, some places could amount to over an inch of new rain. So again, that's something that we'll be keeping an eye on here as we head through the rest of this week. And we stay actually rather unsettled here even towards the end of the week as well as the weekend. So if you really are enjoying the blue skies and the sunshine that we're seeing right now, John, unfortunately doesn't look like they're here to last in temperatures. We're going to go from the 80s right now back into the 70s here as we head towards this weekend. But important to remember, those 70s actually right around where we should be for this time of year.
Well, I mean, it's kind of nice. You know, we got a taste of some real hot weather.
We
and
got a preview of summer weather, if you would, for the first few days of June here.
Yeah, well, I think my skin needs a break. My kneecaps are burned.
You know, my energy bill needs a break. I've been running that air conditioning like all night.
Yeah,
just
I did last night. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have one thing I didn't take into account is I feel like mosquitoes have been pretty tame so far.
Yeah.
I have some black flies.
Yeah.
And I'm like the poster child of what you shouldn't do with that kind of bite. So. Yeah.
Yeah, the bugs have definitely been out and about, and you know what? It's just a sure sign of summer around here.
Yeah, bug spray, you know the drill.
Yep.
Bug spray, sunblock.
Yep.
Yeah.
All the usuals.
Yeah. Thank you, Peter. Well, I think that kind of wraps up our time here on WCAX. You can see Peter and I, of course, Channel 3 News at noon. But until then, take care and enjoy this nice
summer day.
Nice day. Yeah. Thank you, Peter.